Just ahead, in less than 24 hours, the future of spring training on the Suncoast will likely be determined, and gator hunting is apparently getting more popular. The news starts now.
This is ABC 7 News at 11.
And I've always told my kids to stop, but I guess now I'm going to tell them to run. And if somebody gets hurt, you know what I mean, then we hire lawyers and we go to town because it's ridiculous.
Off-road riders promise a revolt. City commissioners vote to ban all-terrain vehicles in Northport. Now some who ride say they'll have to break the law. Good evening, welcome. I'm Monica Yata.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight. Off-road vehicles could be sidetracked in Northport. City commissioners voting tonight 4-1 to ban ATVs and off-road vehicles on public land and also on private land unless the owner gives written permission. It's an issue causing a heated debate, and off-road riders say they may be forced to break the law. That story is new tonight at 11. ABC 7's Travell Island is in our newsroom with more. Travell?
Scott, it was a very intense discussion tonight. So many people showed up to voice their opinion. They actually had to open up an overflow room to fit everyone in. Now, off-road riders say that this ban will not give them a place to ride their vehicles. And if the ban does take effect, anyone who's caught riding these vehicles on public property or private land without permission can be ticketed or put in jail. Now, right now, Northport law says that officers cannot chase down these off-road riders to give them tickets. So some say if this ban passes on second reading, they'll be forced to break the law and then run from police.
Every weekend, Brandon Adams says he straps up, puts his helmet on, and hits the humps on this dirt course.
It's just a good time out here. You stay away from traffic. For the most part, most people stay off the roads.
But now he and his ATV riding buddies will soon have to find another place to ride.
I think it's a shame that they're trying to get rid of it. You know, it's a good recreation.
In a special meeting Monday night, Northport City Commissioners heard arguments in a packed house from those that want the ATV ban.
We are not the place for ATV riders. We don't have the land. This is private property, city property that they are trespassing on.
And riders who want a place off-road for the family to enjoy.
These people ain't watching Oprah. Every day Oprah is talking about families not together. We pull our families together, we have fun with them every day, and now they're trying to take our family right away from us.
After a presentation by the city attorney showing pictures of damage done by off-road vehicles and how the dirt they kick up is clogging the drainage system, Northport City Commissioners sided with property owners, voting 4-1 to ban ATV use.
I think the vote is just fine. They're protecting the rights of private property owners. I mean, some of these people might come down to look at the property that they bought 20 years ago, thinking that they're coming down to build a home on their piece of paradise now, and they'll find out that it's been absolutely devastated by the people who've been riding ATVs.
The vote led to some disappointed riders. Officials named ATV parks in Florida where riders could take their ATVs and dirt bikes, but riders say that's a 2-hour ride that they don't want to take.
I can go to Crooms right now and cannot find a place to park. Why? There's 40 spots to park.
Brandon Adams also doesn't want to drive 2 hours for off-road fun. He hopes a compromise can be reached.
I would like to see, you know, a happy medium. It'd be cool if we had a place to ride, you know. It doesn't have to be a whole bunch of land, just a place to have a good time and be safe. If they made it like, so we had to pay out here, even that would be fine. We don't mind paying, we just want a place to ride and have a good time.
Now, Northport City Attorney also gave information tonight about the number of times Northport police have been called to respond to ATV complaints. They believe this new ordinance will lessen those calls for police service, as well as lessen the calls for emergency responders to come and respond to injuries. Scott?
And Travell, are they seeing a lot of injuries from the ATV riders in Northport?
Well, Scott, tonight they actually compare the number of ATV accidents in Northport to the number of high school sports injuries in Northport. Now, in the last year, they've had 13 serious ATV accidents where those people had to be transported by helicopter to trauma units compared to only 1 high school sports injury. Scott?
Okay, Travell, thanks very much. Northport City Commissioners also deciding tonight to ban camping on public property unless it's in a designated area. The ordinance was modeled after the city of Sarasota's controversial no camping ordinance, which is aimed at the homeless. However, the Northport version will not deal with the homeless. City commissioners say people camping in non-designated areas leads to littering, trespassing, and fire dangers because people like to cook when they camp. Sarasota's no camping law got the city placed on the list of meanest cities to the homeless earlier this year.
He started off at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. Now a Sarasota sex offender is at the Sarasota County Jail. Jeremy Jones was arrested last week after a confrontation at the Ritz. He's charged with burglary, drug possession, and 1 count of battery on a law enforcement officer. Jones is accused of charging up to $20,000 on a stolen American Express card, too. He was convicted in 2003 in Miami-Dade County of sexual battery and 1 count of lewd and lascivious contact with a child under the age of 16. A 15-month-old baby boy in Lakewood Ranch dies in the family's swimming pool. It happened this morning at a house on Cherry Hills Avenue. Deputies say the boy's mother was taking a nap. When she woke up, she found the little boy floating in the pool. 3 other young children were also home at the time. He was pronounced dead at Lakewood Ranch Medical Center. Investigators say the drowning appears to be just an accident.
People living near a Sarasota neighborhood park say that drug dealers have taken it over. You can see the vandalism almost everywhere you look at the Mary Dean Park on Central and 15th Street. Spray paint is on the children's playground equipment, the fence has been torn up, and the park lights have been shot out. Neighbors say drug dealers got rid of the lights so that they can operate in the dark.
You call the police about what's going on up here, and they tell you, you know, well, there's nothing really we can do. We can't search them or anything.
They weren't allowed in any other community in Sarasota. And I say we're not going to allow it here.
Sarasota City Manager Mike McNeese says he's doing everything he can to address the problem. He says the city has put patrol officers out there and they're fighting to keep drug dealers behind bars longer. In the meantime, he says the city will clean up the graffiti and replace the broken lights. Time is running out for the spring training bill in Florida. Governor Jeb Bush has until tomorrow to decide whether he will sign the bill or veto it. If approved, $15 million in state money would be available to help keep Major League Baseball teams in Florida for spring training. Sarasota City leaders say they would use the money to build a new stadium for the Cincinnati Reds. The bill's sponsor, State Representative Nancy Dietert, says she's not sure why the governor is waiting until the last day to make his decision.
I think that shows the governor is being strong and doesn't want to be wimpy. He'll either sign it or veto it. He isn't going to take the coward's way out and just let it go through without his signature.
Spring training games bring in an estimated $450 million to the state each year. Without that money, the city of Sarasota could lose the Reds to Arizona.
All right, well, no baseball games tonight, but it would have been a pretty nice night weather-wise.
Yeah, the rain fell earlier in the afternoon, and it was cleared out to have a nice night tonight. Wendy Ross in for Bob Harrigan tonight. Hi, Wendy.
Hello there, Scott. And we are looking at some showers that did develop and redevelop over the central portion of our viewing area. Things along the beaches stayed nice and quiet. So if you did have plans this evening to get out to the beach, you probably enjoyed them very much. What we're looking at right now, though, are most of those showers coming to an end around Port Charlotte and also primarily in Hardy and also Wauchula areas. That's where we've seen the rain throughout the evening. Otherwise, we're looking at fair skies. Temperatures right now in the 70s, and we'll see most of those showers coming to an end very soon. Monica?
Wendy, thank you. If you want to hunt alligators in Florida and did not get a state permit, too late. For the first time in a long time, all the permits were sold out in less than 4 hours. This year, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission decided to extend the length of alligator hunting season. It will include 41 extra hunting days. It will run August 15th through November 1st. A Suncoast woman has been searching 40 years for a dolphin, but now there's a glimmer of hope that she and her long-lost friend will finally be reunited. Joyce Simpson and Moby were the featured dolphin act at the old Florida Land tourist attraction in Osprey back in the 1960s. Florida Land went out of business around the time Disney World opened in 1971 in Central Florida. Just before it closed, Joyce was away in the hospital. Moby's pen was left open and he disappeared. But now recent sightings lead her to believe she may finally find him.
He's in his about mid-40s about now.
And so dolphins can live that long.
The females still have babies even in their 50s.
And Joyce says don't confuse Moby with a dolphin called Beggar or Mooch that we've done stories on in the past. That dolphin hangs around Venice begging for food and often bites. She says besides doing tricks, Moby could actually talk. To hear for yourself and learn more about Moby and Joyce, just go to our website and click on links we mentioned.
A trip to a Jacksonville beach was a bomb, literally. Some beachgoers found a pipe bomb in the sand. The beach was closed and the bomb squad called in. They detonated it this afternoon, but have no idea how it got on the beach. And it's not a great time to visit Fort Myers Beach either. Beachgoers say the stench there is awful. It's all because of a stinky and messy seaweed that's lining the shore. Apparently Tropical Storm Alberto churned up the surf and pushed the red algae on shore. City officials say the tides should eventually carry it back out to sea. Ethanol is gaining in popularity as an alternative to gasoline. Just ahead, why a Florida lawmaker wants the state to get into the alternative fuel business.
And a tax break for Hurricane Katrina victims. Plus, what witnesses saw a bus driver do right before he smashed into a convenience store.
You're watching ABC 7 with Scott Dennis and Monica Yadav. This is ABC 7 News at 11.
Still no sign of two missing U.S. soldiers in Iraq. Two men al-Qaeda has claimed to have abducted. The soldiers disappeared on Friday when insurgents attacked a checkpoint outside Baghdad. The U.S. military is now investigating al-Qaeda's claims, and the families of the missing fear those claims may be true.
I was mentally preparing myself, you know, for bad news, but I never thought that it would actually get kidnapped. I mean, one thing's being killed, another thing's getting kidnapped. Now you have to think about what the terrorists or insurgents are doing to him. If he's still alive, he might be getting tortured now. And thinking about that, it just bothers me. One thing's getting killed in action, another thing's getting taken by terrorists and getting tortured every day.
8,000 U.S. and Iraqi troops are looking for the missing soldiers.
5 people are hurt when a city bus slams into a convenience store, and we have the pictures. It happened this morning in Washington State. The bus hit the store going 45 to 50 miles an hour. The impact was so strong it pushed a phone booth right through the front window. Witnesses say the driver appeared to pass out, then lose control. Witnesses say the boom was so loud it shook the whole building.
I thought I'm gone, like big hit. The building is shaking, so I thought, oh.
You thought the building was going to collapse?
Oh, I thought maybe I'm gone. I thought the building come to my head.
The bus driver and 4 passengers were hurt, went to a local hospital. Investigators are looking into whether the bus driver had some sort of medical history that could have led to the crash.
A Florida lawmaker wants Florida to get into the ethanol making business. The alternative fuel is rising in popularity because of high gas prices. Right now, it's available mainly in the Midwest, where it's made from corn. Senator Bill Nelson of Florida wants the state's sugar growers to get into the act, but critics argue against it, blaming the higher cost of sugar. Next month, the U.S. Department of Agriculture will issue a long-awaited study on the viability of converting sugar into ethanol.
And saving energy could save you money. Today, Governor Jeb Bush signed an energy act that offers you 2 tax breaks. If you buy energy-efficient appliances in October this year, you won't have to pay sales tax. And if you buy solar energy products, you'll get a year-round tax rebate of up to $5,000. Hurricane Katrina victims are getting a break as well. They have 7 extra weeks to file their tax returns. They now have until October 15th to file their 2005 taxes. Those who need additional time can apply for an automatic 6-month extension, which would give them until April of 2007 to file. The IRS will also give Katrina victims alternate ways to compute their losses and damages so that they can claim even more. Homes and businesses are being evacuated in Arizona because of a different natural disaster. A huge wildfire is burning 90 miles north of Phoenix. More than 1,000 acres have burned so far. No homes or buildings have been lost yet, but firefighters are trying very hard here to keep the flames away from a neighborhood where 400 homes and businesses have been evacuated. 400 firefighters, along with air tankers and helicopters, are working on this. It's not at all contained. Gusty winds, high temperatures, and dry conditions not helping here.
That's a beautiful part of the country.
It is just beautiful country there in Sedona with all the red rocks.
But they've been very dry, just as we have here for long, extended periods of time. We're starting to break out of that pattern, though, which is so nice. It's really refreshing. And we'll be back to let you know if it's going to continue. I've got your summertime pattern. Plus, we'll take a look at the tropics when we return.
You're watching ABC 7 with forecaster Wendy Ross. This is ABC 7 weather.
Well, we've been seeing those showers developing throughout the evening hours into the early part of the nighttime, but those are now beginning to die down, as you can see, and we're just left with a couple of showers up here in Hardee County across the northwest or southwestern sections of that county. Nothing else happening here from Port Charlotte all the way up through Manatee County. Things are fairly quiet right now, and we will see these showers coming to an end by midnight, so we're not expecting to see any lingering showers throughout the nighttime hours. As a matter of fact, what we have right now are temperatures that are mostly in the upper 70s, and we're going to continue to see those temperatures dropping throughout the evening. 78 degrees right now. Those winds are coming in out of the east-northeast at around 8 miles per hour. Dew point humidity levels are relatively high right now. And as you can see, around the southeast, we've been watching some showers developing in advance of a system that's across the southeastern United States. We've seen some rough weather moving in over portions of Kentucky and also Tennessee. Those showers are going to stay to the north and not affect the state of Florida. And the showers that we're seeing around the state today tonight are going to be coming to an end. 87 degrees was our daytime high after an overnight low of 72. However, if you were east of I-75, you saw your temperatures in the low 90s for daytime highs today. And right now, across the entire state, most of our readings are in the 70s and 80s under fair skies. Today, we had an official amount of rain that was measurable, 37/100ths of an inch, so that was great news. And we've brought our totals now to over 6.5 inches of rain for the month, bringing our yearly totals to over 16 inches. So we are moving in the right direction, and that trend is going to continue. As you notice through our rain forecast totals, we'll see the heaviest rain still falling across the central part of the state. Along the coastal sections, we'll probably see 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch of rain, and this could occur each and every day. That's what we're likely to see, with a 40% chance of rain in our forecast. Now, other parts of the country have been getting socked with rain, 10 inches of it falling over Austin and Houston, Texas, where they've had terrible flooding conditions taking place, and that is being brought in by a low-pressure system that has been very persistent here. As that low sinks down into the Gulf of Mexico, there's the likelihood for more rain to fall across the southeastern sections of Texas and into Louisiana for tomorrow, so they're on the lookout for some continued problems there. In the meantime, we're also looking at some rough weather across the Ohio Valley and portions of the Northeast with severe thunderstorm warnings. That's in the yellow boxes that you see. This is also true across portions of Montana, throughout Colorado and Wyoming. They're also starting to see some of the same things, and it has been wet as well across the Bahamas. Nothing tropical in nature, but we are watching this widespread area of rain showers persisting, and as that whole system moves to the west, we'll continue to see wet weather across the Bahamas. In the meantime, another area right here across the Lesser Antilles, none of this is showing any signs of formation or development. It's just areas of wet weather that are being brought in by tropical waves. And for tomorrow, we're looking at winds that will be out of the northeast and then shift and come in out of the northwest during the afternoon hours, 5 to 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet with a light chop. And we're also going to be seeing our showers coming to an end beginning tonight after midnight. We're also looking at our 5-day, 7-day forecast at 90 degrees on every single day. We'll be right back.
You're watching ABC 7 with sports director Kevin Nagandi. This is ABC 7 Sports.
Devil Rays prospect.
Yes. It hasn't been a good couple months for them.
He's been on the bench a while.
Yeah, some time to think about it. Let's hope he learned his lesson. After serving a 50-game suspension for throwing his bat at a minor league umpire, the Rays' top prospect, Delman Young, was back in the lineup for the Durham Bulls tonight. Young went 1 for 4 and knocked in a run. Before the game, he talked about being a role model, and he was asked if he was sorry for the incident 2 months ago.
Yeah, well, I learned a lesson as soon as I did it, you know. At 50-game suspension, 10-game suspension, you know, I learned my lesson already, so I was just happy to be back on the ball field. I want to come out here and play baseball. I'm just going to come out here and have fun and just try to move on with it. You know, you can judge me how you want to judge me, but I'm going to come out here and live my own life.
You think you'll do something like that again?
No, I knew I was going to do it again after I did in the first place.
But are you expecting the home fans to support you, or?
It doesn't matter. They could do what they want. They want to, you know, accept me back, or they want to, have their fun with me, you know. So it doesn't really matter. You know, I'm out here to play baseball.
All right, 3 days after he was claimed off waivers from the Royals, Riverview grad Kyle Snyder getting the chance to start for the Red Sox tonight at Fenway Park. The former first-round pick was an emergency starter against the Nationals. The second batter he faced went yard. Jose Vidro with the solo shot to right, but Snyder would strike out a career-high 6 batters and give up only 3 runs in 5 innings. He would get the win as Manny Ramirez provided the power. This ball leaves the park. The Red Sox win 6-3. As for the Yankees, Randy Johnson and company in Philly tonight, 1-0 in the 4th. The big unit gives up the double to Pat Burrell down the left field line. 2 runs come in, and the Phils take a 2-1 lead. 2 innings later, check out the big unit at the plate. He looks like he gets a single to center, but Abraham Nunez makes the stop and gets the out. The Yankees lose 4-2. Bronson Arroyo and the Reds facing the Mets at Shea tonight, tied at 1 in the 2nd. Arroyo pops out on the squeeze bunt attempt. Brandon Phillips comes in from 3rd. Now Duque has the ball and Phillips decides to have some fun. He knows he's out, but he makes it interesting and just waits around. Remember doing this in the yard, trying to fake the guy out and then you run around him? Of course, he understands that he's out. All right, Ken Griffey Jr. belted his 12th home run of the season at number 548 in his career. That ties him with Mike Schmidt for 11th all-time. Arroyo pitched a complete game. The Reds win 4-2. The Stanley Cup is staying in the Southeast Division. 2 years after the Lightning won the Cup, it's the Hurricanes' turn as they beat the Oilers in Game 7 of the finals tonight. Raleigh was ready and rocking for this one. The Canes got off to a fast start. Less than 90 seconds in, Aaron Ward gets it past traffic. 1-0 Carolina. Rookie Cam Ward was fantastic in the net for the Canes. The Edmonton native stopped 22 shots and gave up only 1 goal. 4 minutes into the second period, Frank Cabriolet with a laser on the power play. The Hurricanes would go on to win 3-1. Dirk Nowitzki was not happy about last night's finish against the Heat, and he took out his frustration on a few things. Today, the league fined Nowitzki for kicking that basketball $5,000, and then he goes into the tunnel and he went after a stationary bike, and then right before the locker room, he took out a light. Of course, it's the light's problem, the reason why the Mavs are down 3-2. The World Cup today. Spain looking for its 24th straight win and trying to advance into the round of 16. They faced Tunisia, and they were in some trouble early on. Tunisia's Minari made it a 1-0 game after 1 half, but Raul Gonzalez scored twice in the second half for Spain. They make the comeback and pick up the win 3-1. Love the pose. They make all the guys in the NFL look really bad with their celebrations.
Yeah,
the soccer guys have a lot of fun.
Yeah, lots of energy out there on the field. Thanks, Kevin.
Yep.
We'll be right back. Another chance of rain tomorrow, Wendy?
40% chance, and we're going to see that for the next 3 days. Then we get a lull, then we get more rain chances again. It's a good thing.
Yeah,
good life.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Nightline is next. Hope you have a great night.
Celebrate